tricky one today, Year 5. We're still adding fractions, however, we need to give our answers as mixed numbers and in their simplest form. So let's take a look at how to do that. Well, first of all, they have two different denominators. So I need to find a common denominator by thinking about a common multiple of 10 and 4. So let's go through my 10 times table. Well, 10 is not in the 4 times table. 20, yes, that is also in the 4 times table, so I can use that as my common denominator. Well, to make 10 into 20, I times by 2. Well, whatever I do to the denominator, I must also do to the numerator. So 6 times by 2 is 12. 4 times 5 gives us 20. So 2 times 5 is 10. So I add those two together, and that gives me 22 20ths. I'm going to show you what that looks like on my bar model here. So I'm going to shade in the 22 20ths. Remember, the denominator is how many parts there are to the whole. So here, I've actually filled in the whole shape. I've coloured in 20 20ths. Well, that equals 1 whole. And then here, I've got 2 20ths left. So my answer is 1 whole and 2 20ths. Then it asks me to simplify my answer. Well, the first thing I do is I just carry the 1 over to simplify. The whole will not change. It will be the fraction that we simplify. So I think about 2 and 20. Which times table do they appear in together? Well, they're both even, so both appear in the 2 times table. So I can divide 2 and 20 both by 2. 2 divided by 2 would equal 1. 20 divided by 2 will equal 10. That is my answer in its simplest form. 1 and 1/10. Let's take a look at another example here. I've got 3/4 and 7/12. Again, different denominators, so I need to have a common denominator before we start. Well, 4 actually is a factor of 12, so we can use 12 as our common denominator. 4 times by 3 gives us 12. So, whatever I do to the denominator, I must also do to the numerator. 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have 9/12 add 7/12, and that's going to give me 16/12, an improper fraction. So let's have a look at what that looks like on the bar model here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So remember, the denominator 12 tells us how many parts there are to the whole. Well, because I've coloured in 12 parts, 12 and 12, that's given me 1 whole. And I've coloured in another 4 parts. So our answer is 1 whole and 4/12. So then, now I think, well, can I simplify this? And the answer is yes. 4 and 12 will appear in the same times tables. Remember, the 1 whole isn't affected. And now think of the highest common factor of 4 and 12. Well, I know they're both even, so I know they'll divide by 2, but they will also, the highest common factor is 4. So I will divide 4 by 4, which will give me 1. I divide 12 by 4, which will give me 3. So my simplest answer is 1 1/3. Tricky stuff today. Focus on getting your answer as a mixed number. Okay? If you're struggling to simplify, don't worry about that today. Just get your answers into a mixed number. Again, we'll be available to help you on Google Classroom. Best of luck.